Game 2.
Very happy we get to see more Dota between these two squads. We got OG and Quincy crew ready for the draft of Game 2. I'm here with BSJ and T-Gov. Very happy with the Hassan Bowl as well, the two brothers going up against each other, because for a while, at some point, it didn't actually look so likely that Yawar was still continuing to play Dota. It was only Quincy crew's success that kept him from not going back to university, Brian, and sticking with Dota instead.
Yeah, and I remember watching Leslau on stream also say something similar, how Quincy Crew was the last opportunity for him. He was going to commit full time to streaming. And so I think a lot of people see these teams, and it's hard to humanize the players sometimes. And there's a long road, a lot of stories that lead up to this. And to think how much these guys have been through in the last 2 years together, obviously the whole world with the whole COVID situation, but this is the culmination of all of that. The road could end right here, and it's been a long one.
Yeah, and they have been faced with elimination already. They were yesterday in the best of one, so the fact that they potentially only have one game left shouldn't phase them, T.
You'd hope not, right? Because I think, what's it, SVG, he's multiple times mentioned, even Quinn mentioned it in his interview, it's like, they know that this is like, you're eventually going to get eliminated for TI unless you win it, right? So. I feel like this is the team that has already kind of got that tone in the booth already down. It's like, let's just play our game. If we win, we win. If we don't, we gave it our all. And like Brian was mentioning, right? For like Quincy, it's been a hard 2 years. Like even for like Undying as well. Like North America, outside of like EG, it is kind of like that battle to stay as a team, hope to get to a tournament, hope to get some of that prize pool, and then obviously they get to TI, which does help a lot. So yeah, it's the story of a long road. But anyway, if they win this game, still a third game on the cards, they can still keep it alive.
Yeah, let's talk some Dota here then, Brian, because we got the opening for both squads on the border, rather. At least 3 heroes at the moment. Tweak here is the Nature's Prophet, the Elder Titan being banned out here by OG. So of course they had the chance to pick it up first previously, but are you happy with the opening so far?
Yeah, I'm interested that Quincy Crew decided to upgrade the Monkey King from a second round pick to a first round pick. Most likely won't be a carry since it's first rounded overall as opposed to last game, but I think Yawar had a great game. I worry for Quincy Crew and their ability to close out the game, because OG is going to make you play sound Dota for the entirety of the entire game as well. Like what happened that last game was just OG capitalizing on a few mistakes, maybe just little overcommitments from Quincy Crew, and they've got the ability to punish that again with the Earthshaker, Snapfire, counter initiation, or just straight up initiation.
Yeah, and you see here, OG is second pick in the draft, which means, of course, Quincy has to pick the first hero entering into the pick phase. And the bans from OG themselves, they actually ban out 2 of the heroes that they would be picking themselves, right? The Tiny and then the ET. And a lot of teams against OG, if their first pick, they ban out 2 and then they pick the other one, right? So it does feel as well like OG kind of forced Quincy's hand a little bit, going, okay, we're going to ban out 2 of the 3, right? And then if you don't pick the third one, we'll get it for ourselves to make that play. So very much OG trying to control the draft a little bit just by kind of banning for their own heroes, pushing it into Quincy's side.
Yeah, Void Spirit picked up by Quincy at the moment as well. Void Spirit has been quite a successful hero for Quincy Crew this tournament. Only 1 loss, but 3 wins in their group stage matches. Well, I say group stage, but yesterday, of course, in their lower bracket best of one, they also had the Void Spirit on Quinn. I want to talk about that best of one a little bit, because this first game that we just watched was pretty similar in the role of the Nature's Prophet. We had Leslau and Seb, both in that Nature's Prophet in the game yesterday and the game today, and they both did the same thing. I'm wondering, that Nature's Prophet in this draft, is it time for maybe an early ban for that hero now that we are in the second ban phase?
If you're Quincy, I'd maybe even argue no, just because you already have big kind of mobile heroes that can always find those kind of ratting style. And the issue for Quincy in that previous game was simply they had all the team fight in the world, but if there was a hero kind of cutting into the middle of their heroes, be it a Void Spirit, and then you had the lanes pushing in, it's hard for that kind of unit to move around the map very cleanly. So it was kind of like a perfect demonstration of backline catch with the global wrap of the Fury. So yeah, Quincy right now probably not too concerned about it because they have the Monkey King and the Void that can always find these heroes.
I did like that Quincy Crew turned up the pace of the game, was making a lot of plays around the map with the Lion as well as the Mag. Even the Monkey King was participating with the Empower, didn't need as many damage items to do his job, but the Nature's Prophet, like that's just the chaos factor that
Yeah.
OG brings,
It's
right?
so-
That hero incarnates nature's or chaos. Like I watched Jenkins play, and he's just laughing maniacally as he meteor hammers towers and forces 4 people to come kill him. And the only difference between him and these guys is they're doing the same thing without feeding relentlessly.
And not
So-
buying media hammers.
True. They do not do that part either.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank goodness indeed. I would imagine though, I mean, having that chaos factor is nice and all, unless it's on the opposing team. So we'll see if anybody gets their hands on it, because even if you feel like you can deal with it, with the vision of the Monkey King also from Quincy Crew, it's still an X factor that you can't really prepare for, at least not in the way, because in the first game they were doing real well. And then Kyle tweets and all of a sudden they're losing.
Yeah, again, it's the timely tweet, and of course the fact that OG, they hit a really nice timing at like 30 minutes, right? They pick up the
yeah.
E-Blade, they have the A on disc. It does kind of completely disrupt Quincy's game plan. And like right now, when you see these 2 heroes that they have, I'd like to see them kind of at a crossroads in the draft, right? Of course, 2 picks in. They either fully lean into this skirmish and just go all out fight, get some cheap stuns, allow yourself to never allow Snapfire to get some good spells off, and then you go to them. Or you use these 2 heroes to unlock your early game, and then you can have like a Spectre type. Oh, Spectre's actually banned by OG, but
Good call.
Thank you. Yes, these glasses are very helpful. But some Spectre type hero, right, that secures your late game. You fight and you farm behind.
I did like the Spectre yesterday for Quincy Crew. I do believe that their overall game plan has been fantastic, but their just little execution plays have been a bit off this tournament. That's what's been holding them back. And the thing about Spectre is she kind of just makes everything easier. You know, you have the +1 when you get the Ags for kills. You have the like a reliable ultimate that takes over and causes the chaos for the opponent team during the fight. And so I think it kind of patches up their holes, because anything that's not necessarily fixed for the team now, it's not going to be better by this game, right?
Yeah, and then you see as well, for example, with this Earthshaker, we've seen it become offlane during TI. The idea that you get tanky pretty quick, of course, you still rush the Blink Dagger, but you get that BKB, you get the Ags, and you're jumping into the back line. And traditionally, when you look at this hero, before TI, you'd argue, okay, he's going to wait for that reinitiation, you're going to always play in the fog, but now it's becoming more of a frontline hero when you get to around 20 minutes, 25 minutes, just getting into the middle of the fight. And you see Quincy Crew, they actually ban out the Tinker. And I don't think if you're Quincy right now, you would want to play potentially the game that eliminates you from TI at an Earthshaker running at you. Mortimer's Kiss is coming from the fog, and then a Tinker playing behind all that aggression, throwing out lasers and rockets. So very much Quincy just simplifying their game plan, try and see through the chaos that OG will bring in this game, and ensure that they have a very direct route of attack, right? So this Void Spirit, for example, his game right now is jump kills, Snapfire, or prevent Earthshaker initiation, right? If there's a Tinker or one of these type of mid lane as well, it gets harder for Quincy. They need to have multiple jumps, and yeah, just need to keep it simple.
Yeah, the early stages of the game in game 1 were fairly Quincy favored. I heard Insania say that he hopes that Quincy Crew sticks to the same idea of Dota that they've played in game 1. OG, yes, they won the game, but the earlier stages didn't look that smooth. So they're going to be the team to look for some changes as well. And they're going to apparently do it with the Dawnbreaker.
They've not played it at TI so far. I believe maybe Notel's played it a couple times in his pubs. Also Topson easily.
I was going to say it's
easily could be Topson. So right now this is the 5 or the mid lane. And it's.
I want to say the win rate for this hero, I know the win rate of this hero before today started was 25%. Not great, but OG looking to go up against the odds here for that one. Medusa coming out for Quincy Crew, so they got a late game insurance policy in the books.
Yeah, it's a nice answer to the Dawn in the idea that Dawnbreaker is one of the best heroes where when you're jumping other heroes, you'll then use your ultimate to come back in, provide that additional heal. If you get the Aghanims, you'll have some evasion, more heal, etc. Like, it feels really good. But the Medusa, you just stand your ground, right? You can walk in, you're not going to really care too much about this. And OG, they have the damage, but realistically, they're not killing a Medusa with this magic damage, right? Like, they still need that kind of physical core to really punish Medusa if she's out of position.
Yeah, I treat Dawnbreaker as like the opposite of Spectre in regards to the way she uses her ultimate. Spectre usually wants her team to be initiating and her to be the follow-up, while Dawnbreaker wants the opponent to be initiating on her team in order to counter-initiate with her global presence. And the Medusa, I think, is a good response because it's just a carry that says you have to go on us. We're not necessarily concerned about going on you, and you're not like a commitment hero that when the Dawnbreaker pops ulti, that's necessarily a problem. You're pretty long range. You'll probably be on the edge of the ring anyways. And Wyvern, You've been talking about the high win rate of this hero throughout the course of the tournament.
It's been really good. You know, prolong the game long enough, but now, okay. Bane pick up, Dawn most likely mid, right? Yeah. Bane's going to be your 5, Snap's your 4, Shaker is going to be your off lane. But then again, you know, it is OG. There could still be some quirkiness here. Maybe a Sumail carrying Dawnbreaker.
Bane mid.
Yeah, Bane mid. Rushes the media hammer, first media hammer. Oh, okay, we're getting a bit carried away. That's not happening, yeah. But if it does, we're very smart.
We did talk about the chaos factor, and one thing that for Nature's Prophet is the chaos factor is that he can be everywhere all the time. The same thing goes for Dawnbreaker, a little bit longer cooldown, but still a very global potential coming out from OG with just that one hero.
Yeah, I feel like Quincy are looking at OG's style of play, and they're picking these heroes that allow them to hold their own. You know, like Quinn on his Void Spirit, he's going to be able to find these heroes by themselves. If he sees a Snap or a Bane, he's going to kill them throughout the entire game. But the idea that Medusa will play in the Tricamp area, the bottom side of the map, or top side because you're Radiant, farm the Ancients, and Wyvern can protect as well. Like they're not really playing into cooldowns. They will always be able to counterplay, right?
I just remembered.
What did you remember?
We saw the rapid fire questions that Dakota did with OG earlier, and one of the questions was, what's the last hero you played? And Seb said, oh, I played a pub. I played Snapfire.
True.
It's possible.
Is there a potential? We know we've seen Snapfire in the mid lane in the past. This tournament, it's been pretty much only position 4. But what is the potential of flexing that Snapfire in this draft?
The thing is, she's really tanky because she's a strength hero and has pretty high strength game, but all of her abilities, other than once she gets the shard for her scatter blast, she doesn't want you right on top of her, and she's against Void Spirit, Monkey King, 2 heroes that can reliably be right in your face, so I'm guessing it's going to be a support since she'll have to be positioned very far back. The thing about Snapfire that's so odd, it's like this weird dichotomy, is 2 of your abilities rely on you being like point blank range, and then Lil Shredder gives you extra range, and your Mortimer's Kisses are like half the screen range, so she's very weird like that.
Timbersaur's not banned, right?
Correct.
For Quincy. Like, this is the type of hero that when you see, 3 strength heroes and a Bane, you can kind of annoy early along in the game so that Medusa will find the Skadi, the Manta, enough items to be able to deal with OG. So I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe they go that route, but...
Nature's Prophet.
Sure, bring out
Bane.
Yeah, no, exactly, right? Like, the idea... The reason why Furion is kind of getting better again at TI is because of these 5 positions, the Disruptors, the Banes, even Wyvern, like, they're not that great at pulling them out of lane. But okay, they go for the Mars.
They go team fight route.
Yeah, 100%. Get some team fight and instant pick.
No hesitation for the
That's
TA. That's going to be a Sumail TA, I would imagine. Now, we will have the Thompson Dawnbreaker, by the way, so that will be an exciting one. Before this series started, at the first draft of the first game, I asked which players were going to be set up for success, and it's only fitting that both of these players get the last pick for their team, Sumail and Leslau. Which player has been set up for more success, though, for this the game 2?
Sumail TA.
I'd argue Sumail. After that first game on the Luna, where he's not really, being shouted about in the cast, it's like, oh, Thompson! Sumail, not there. So now he's on a TA, he's going to get a bit more screen time maybe, and yeah, everyone's going to be pushing him into the fight for sure.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing this game too. I am definitely hoping for a third game, but of course OG will try to put a stop to that and make this one a clean one. Let's find out what their coach has to say, Misha, at the end of this draft. It's Lex.
Thank you so much. We are pleasured to see a drafting ban here for OG. My goodness, everyone wants to know how you guys think. So I'll ask you some very broad questions so you don't have to reveal anything. Is that all right?
Yep, it's cool.
Fantastic. Dawnbreaker, not the most successful hero in this tournament, yet you guys decided to pick that one up. Can you share why?
Topius is crazy on it.
I see. We're going to be in for a treat then, huh?
Yep.
All right, well, that's all we're going to get then. Let's see this game and see if she really is as crazy as we claim. The game is beginning.
Thompson is crazy on it, mid Dawnbreaker, but I think the panel and we both think that battle of the brothers is what we're going to be aiming towards. Right, the fast farming carries, Medusa against Templar Assassin, able to pay at such pace.
Yeah, I'm really, focused on this Dawnbreaker on a mid lane. We saw during the group stage Virtus Pro playing this hero 3 times as a carry.
Yeah.
It was relatively successful, but they stopped doing it. So I want to see what this hero can do from the mid lane. Like, your main item needs to be Echo Saber because the item is too good. I want to see how far Thompson can go, because anything that can dive in, anything that can juke, Thompson can play it.
Anything that can be anywhere on the map with your team, right? And it's a trend we've been seeing throughout this TI. In the group stages, now in the main event, heroes like Nature's Prophet, like this Dawnbreaker, the ability to traverse the map globally. Sumail goes for the meld, No Tail and LOA both get those initial Observer Ward bounties though, as it looks like Yawar's Medusa has just been pummeled under that fissure.
Yeah, good start for OG. Sumail starting with meld. Not the greatest thing you want to have for the laning stage, but they got the kill out of it, because your range is pretty bad. Like, you don't have the side blades. No refraction means a bit less damage. Still, they got the kill. They got the first blood on Saxa.
A great start for them. No Tail even going deep into that Radiant Triangle, as OG potentially getting 4 bounty runes to kick off game 2 here. Saxa's going to find it, isn't he? Across we go with a Snapfire. And all that money into the pockets of OG. That's going to speed up your bottle for Thompson. Give him a grand old time in the mid lane against Quinn's Void Spirit.
All right, now they're keeping 3 heroes on the top. Wyvern with the Arctic Burn. They could potentially try to make a play and get the first, second first blood, whatever.
Second first blood. And Sumail, you're right. He is being right-clicked down, but they're unable to finish him off. Instead, turning and facing against No Tail.
No Tail using Nightmare level 1, not something you want to have, so this top lane is... these 2 spells, Nightmare and Meld, not something you want to have level 1, but MSS putting a lot of pressure on Bane. Bane usually one of the heroes that can trade really well against whoever, maybe not against Nature's Prophet, but the rest of the heroes he does pretty well. This time around it's going to be much tougher for him.
Absolutely is. Tri-laning around there, Dusa. But you can feel it, looking at the way that OG are playing across the board. That mid lane, the bottom lane, and looking here into the top lane. They are still trying to keep the aggression going.
The big camp is blocked, so there's not going to be any pulls on the top lane. Nicely done by OG.
And Seb with Saxa, knowing that Laszlo is left alone down here, playing in behind the tower. 8-1 Earthshaker and a 2-0 Mars. Not feeling too happy, but does have that large camp blocked, like you mentioned, on both sides of the map. So Saxa will come in and reopen the neutrals.
There's still no sentry wards on both supports of Quincy.
They're bringing
so
one on the courier.
Yeah, they're coming, but this means that it's not going to be available for the next minute. And next time around it happens, No Tail can body block. We see Saxa setting things up.
Yeah,
with
No
the
Tail and
cookie.
Saxa with a Nightmare Cookie. Minus armor galore. MSS is down. The little shredder and that meld attack make short work of the Monkey King. Now OG match the tri-lane with one of their own. As Thompson, okay, just a bit of chip damage there onto Quinn.
It was only a matter of time until Saxa shows up on the top lane. He got his level 2 supports off Quincy. Unfortunately, Monkey not level 2 yet. LOA. Keeping a tri-lane with Wyvern and Medusa.
Yeah.
Stealing a lot of XP from Medusa, which means that she can't fall back to the jungle early on. Like, this might be a bit of a tricky tri-lane that Quincy Kuru is trying to pull off.
Yeah, I was going to ask what your thoughts were, because looking at the CS, Medusa, okay, 12 and 6, they are shutting down the TA a significant amount, but it doesn't feel like it's enough with this kind of aggressive tri-lane. And then I noticed Thompson is 27 and 1. He's having a bonkers time in that mid lane, and Quinn being forced to try and dodge the Starbreaker. Oh, Yawar.
That's why they picked it, Gary.
Oh, yeah.
Dawnbreaker completely shutting down this Void Spirit.
Destroying him in this early laning stage. 15-1 for Quinn. And now you're looking at the top lane, Arctic Burn on cooldown. Yawar with not too much mana to work with. 2 supports up in their face, forcing them to sit at their tier 1. So it looks like MSS has given up on the top lane. Swings down to bottom to try and relieve some of the pressure off of that Mars at the very least.
Yawar can't farm. He can't get close. No Tail could set things up with another Nightmare.
And Yawar, he's pinged out. No Tail's not going for it, and a good dissimilate allows Quinn to disengage from OG. How's that bottom lane going now? Because we've seen this Mars have a really bad early game because he was alone completely, but he's caught up, hasn't he?
Yeah, both of these heroes are gonna farm this time around. Something that Seb has really been good at is playing versus one-on-one, and also his itemization. I think this is his strongest part, like understanding what needs to be done in a certain situation, getting a boost of speed, getting a belt of strength, going for that earlier power treads. Also has a Ring of Health queued up, something that has been like really popular. Seb
might not have expected MSS to still be lurking around down here, and he definitely wasn't expecting Yawar to arrive, but Seb with the stuns holds them back for a sec. Oh, he's dipping into the trees, but he can't juke away. Laslau and MSS clear through the Earthshaker, and that allows them to swap their lanes again.
They were getting nothing done on the top lane, so no surprise Medusa decided to go to the bottom. Now Mars level 5.5. They're going to need to play around Mars, who's very high level, doesn't have much mana to work with, needs to bring the courier.
And that mid lane, tons of stuns. Sumail moves forward onto Laslau. No Tail front lining for his TA, making sure that the Arctic Burn is primarily doing damage to him and not onto Sumail. Monkey King. Oh,
2 jumps.
he got the cookie stun.
Monkey can jump higher.
He can. Got a trampoline. Laslau, Nightmare traded back onto the TA there. A little bit of misplay from OG. So the Mars will be just all right. Especially with the backup of that Winter Wyvern.
Solar Guardian is available on Dawnbreaker, so you gotta be very careful rune spawning. Quinn gonna be picking up that double damage. That's a big one. If anyone decides to step up a bit and move closer to the towers, Seb.
Well, let's step up on Seb. There it is, the Solar Guardian coming in. Aim onto MSS with a good cookie. And a great turnaround from OG. You called for it. Thompson's movement. That global potential from the Dawnbreaker just appearing out of the woodwork.
It's very hard. It's like playing against Nature's Prophet when he was a popular hero. On a mid lane, you know that there's going to be a ton of damage coming out, or Zeus, any kind of a global presence. So you need to be careful a bit whenever it's up.
Sumail speared back. Great move by Laslau. And MSS, he's arrived here. Monkey King.
There's the arena.
Helped out by the arena. Will secure the Templar Assassin here. Chip away little by little and find that carry kill they need.
Sumail, before dying, hiding inside the meld, inside the shadows, outside of the tower range, so they need to use at least that. Spend some gold on the supports, but valuable kill for Quincy.
Tons of stacks being built up, though, on both sides. Dire, Radiant Triangle full up. Dire top jungle, plenty there for
Medusa.
them. But Yawar,
Good luck.
Nothing left to give here for Saxa and Seb. But Yawar, with no regen, having a pretty rough time. And 40 seconds on that cooldown of Solar Guardian, so Thompson couldn't join in either.
Thompson's completely popping off on Dawnbreaker. 72 CS compared to Quinn's 53.
A massive net worth difference between him and the Void Spirit too. 800. As Quinn with a DD rune. Oh, he's found Sumail and MSS. He's been setting up these kills wonderfully. Might even go in here for no tail. Laslau, he's arrived. God's Rebuke and the spear. The Bane did get a Nightmare down on the Monkey King, but with the body blocks arriving, yeah. Oh, he's got 3 stick charges, but he can't withstand this. Quincy crew, yet again, bring the numbers to the fight.
With Sumail already gone, Sumail will need to recover. They need to start making some stacks bottom lane. Saxa and Seb getting another one.
Finding LOA. And that's down to, like we saw earlier, Yawar's Medusa was brought low, had to go back to jungle, had to regen up. And now, being scouted by Saxa, but under a Radiant Observer Ward. Yawar not too bothered about that, but Quinn might look for a cheeky solo kill. Saxa's pinging it out. Seb's behind him, but they don't know that Quinn's invis, do they? They've got no clue that Void Spirit is lurking right above their heads. Good jump in, and he might even go for Seb. LOA's come in from the right-hand side. The pincer movement from Quincy Crew, collapsing onto OG.
Yeah, Quinn controlling the runes 2 times in a row, first picking up the double damage. Then again, Invis scouting things out for any potential gank, keeping Yawar alive and also allowing him to get a kill. So that's very nice. Sumail needs to recover. He needs to be in the jungle. Top lane's almost unplayable. Mars.
They're on the Mars.
He's bringing the numbers.
Thompson arrives. Leslau doesn't stand a chance. But what can they do off the back of this? Because with a Prophet, you were mentioning they can, convert it into a tower, make a bit of a push happen. Thompson's just going to sit here and farm.
A bit limited on tower damage early on. Luminosity maxed out. Same goes for Celestial Hammer, getting very close to Echo Saber.
Very close indeed, on 200 gold away, and they will do a little bit of damage here to the tier 1, but very unlikely to lead to its downfall. 10 minutes, rune's about to spawn, and No Tail will gladly take the regen rune while dissimulating away. Quinn turns back to play with Saxa. MSS, Boundless Strike, and the Primal Spring back in onto No Tail. They'll pick off both OG support, and Thompson's been left stranded in the river.
Trap, he's pinging the trap. Needs
He's
to slow
in a
them
lot
down.
of trouble.
Mars.
The turn! Oh, he tries, but he's 1v5.
He needed some kind of assistance. Unfortunately for them, Seb did not have TP ready, but very aggressive, very nice move from Quincy Crew, getting some advantage early on now. 4 heroes on a mid lane.
And they push that tier 1 pretty quickly. Saxa with the kisses. Lobbing lava onto LOA's Wyvern, melting and thawing.
Saxa, single-handedly, I'm gonna say defending the tower because the tower has fallen, but in the end, getting a kill and getting some juicy XP also allows him to get level 6, level 7 from that. Bane needs a bit more experience for Fiend's Grip.
And space for TA, right? She cleared triangle, cleared stacks. She's second in net worth, just a touch behind that Dawnbreaker. As Quinn and MSS pairing up once more. This duo is all across the map. And Seb, he does Echo Slam back. Oh, that mischief attempt. He tried to go for it, but Seb's there with a slam.
Dissimulate.
The Solar Guardian.
He's
Quinn is being baited in. They get him. Seb comes out with a double kill thanks to Thompson.
Perfectly baited there by Seb. He understands how tanky he is. They almost bring him down. Enchant Totem, level 3, ton of damage.
And Leslau missed his spear. Saxa, he's isolated. Should be easy pickings here for Quincy Crew. But after losing that bottom lane fight, they need so much more. No Tail will be a sacrificial offering from OG. Because Thompson clears through that bottom tier 1 in the meanwhile.
Simultaneously happening multiple fights.
It's a long word for you, Lacoste.
It really is. It really is. Yeah, I was focused really hard, and now you interrupted me, Gary, and now I feel bad. Thompson, I see what he has queued up after the Echo Saber. We're gonna see that again. Seb, Monkey King tried to dodge, managed to do so, but the damage from Enchant Totem, he cannot later. And Quinn, Seb also high-fiving.
Man, not respecting the Solar Guardian. Back up to top. Seb's in once more. The Fisher connecting on 2 of them as it looks like they will pick off the Earthshaker at long last. OG, what do you want to do? Celestial Hammer in on the Deucer. That's a lot of damage, but Thompson doesn't get the killing blow. Great Winter's Curse holding back OG. Quinn wants in onto the support, and No Tail will be his prey. They've stunned Thompson for a sec. He wants LOA. Cold Embrace will but delay the inevitable.
Sumail with the side blades, getting the kill. Now they can start thinking about pressuring this tower. It's half HP.
Well, these combos have been so good from OG. The cookies into the Fishers and Chance, and a Starbreaker out of Thompson. They pressure the tower, but Quincy Crew are all respawning reasonably soon. But it doesn't look like they want to be up in this top part of the map.
Yawar has been very active on his Medusa, involved in 10 out of 13 kills.
Is that a good thing?
Pretty. Huh?
Is that a good thing?
I think so. I mean, it could have been in a triangle, but triangle has been invaded by OG members, so he needs to find another spot right now, focusing a bit more on the farm.
Oh. Oh,
OG, ooh.
ooh. He's up there, but Seb, who's he found? It's Leslau. Again, the cold embrace will just slow things down for OG by a couple of seconds. They get the kill regardless.
He didn't even use the Echo Slam. Fiend's Grip was committed. Medusa, Yawar had a very good read what's gonna happen, so he bailed. Top lane,
Finally.
dropping. Sumail gets the last hit.
Seb, oh man, he was close there to getting two of them. Always blocked Quinn in, forcing the additional astral step. Quincy crew, it really does feel like they're on the back foot now. OG are laying it on thick, putting on the pressure everywhere they go. But it has been a good couple of minutes for Yawar. Bottom lane, farming away. All that bottom jungle cleared. Oh, but Quincy is scouted here. Dire Vision sees LOA, launching the lava
Curse
back
is
onto
available.
the Wyvern again. But a good curse, you're right, Lacoste. While Seb, he's in a 1v3. He fishes them back. And an LOA for Seb Trade, but oh, where did he go?
He just disappeared,
Yo, it was gone. They're in the arena now, and Sumail with a DD rune is clearing them up. Quinn, he's on a TA, jumps over Thompson. They've got a good Wukong's command going as well. Sumail with refraction back in 3 seconds. That spear's good, but Quincy can't capitalize.
They had no follow-up. That was a great Winter's Curse to set things up. Bane needs to stay outside because the Nightmare level 4 outranges the curse, so then you can save people with it, but he got caught inside of it.
That Medusa just dissipated.
It's too much damage. After a horrible laning stage, Sumail managed to recover Dragonlance and this already, so they're not gonna be playing around the top part of the map. They will be lurking. If they get a pick off or two, there's still this Roche potential.
Yeah, the gap between the cores noticeable with a 3k lead for OG. TA and Dawnbreaker right up at the top. Good spear back. Leslau fans no tail, but
Solar
again
Guardian.
they're on the prime
Echo.
target. The big one is Yawar's Medusa. Celestial Hammer and that Starbreaker makes short work of her, while Quinn does find a pick. But Quincy crew are going to lose so much more. The neutral creep will claim the life of Wyvern. But the thing that matters most is OG moving forward, striking onto Quincy crew.
They don't rely on any cooldowns. Yeah, having Solar Guardian is nice, having Fiend's Grip is okay, even Echo Slam, but even without that, OG's heroes will take the fight.
And now a freebie Roshan for them, for a TA in particular.
Yeah, you give it to TA for sure. Sumail, that's not a mid TA, so you want to give it to him this time around. Dawnbreaker, full Heaven's Halberd finished. It's a 5-second duration disable on Medusa.
That's very true. MSS with Quinn. They are in onto Sumail, but that refraction allows her to withstand the early punishment.
Sleep.
And Sebi moves forward.
Keeping him
Sleep
alive.
with a save. The kisses come out. There's a winner's curse. Holding
Only 2
OG
supports getting
back,
him.
but Sumail is still fighting. Oh, Quinn and Leslau will take him down, but they trade that Aegis for LOA's life. Is it worth it? Can they get out? They're trying to retreat. Leslau, he's in a little piggy mode. Thompson and Seb, they'll find him again. Good Fisher and stun. Gold Tribute back, but the Nightmare will hold him in place.
They needed to get something extra out of that. Quincy crew killing Aegis almost instantly from TA, and now tier 1 tower, so the map is gonna shrink for Quincy crew. 6k gold lead, 17 minutes in.
It's a mountain that they've got to climb now. Oh, look at that experience difference as well here.
Oh, that's big.
6 levels different, 16%. Grove Bow, not too bad there. Neutral items dropping out. Starting to become a worry though for Quincy crew in terms of how they start fights. What is their form of initiation? Because their entire draft so far has been built up to have a Medusa front line, move towards objectives, have 3-4 heroes sit behind her and defend her. Saxa with a backup of the Dawnbreaker. Okay, MSS not really able to play down here. Medusa's Stone Gaze not really doing an awful lot.
Medusa's got a man up.
Straight in onto Yawar. Okay,
Starts to
one
chase.
hit and destroyed.
I don't think they can get more out of this. Blink Dagger in 5 seconds. Quinn. Oh, he has no Astral Steps. Seb thinking about it.
Seb wants it so badly. Cool. If Quinn showed on that wave, he might have been dead. He might be dead still. The fixture
There's
into
the
grip.
grip.
They're going to find Quinn's Void Spirit. The Arena Spear slows out No Tail. Quinn can step on top of the bait. Face off against Seb, but Sumail's arrival will really look like disaster for Quincy Crew. The cold embrace and that bulwark from Leslau. It is tanking through the damage of Sumail.
Thompson's too tanky. They don't have anything to deal with this. Winter's Curse available.
They spent the
Sumail gonna
Wukongs,
keep hitting him.
but you're right, the TA's on the Earthshaker. Thompson has claimed the life of LOA. But that's now Wukong's down, Winter's Curse down, Arena down, and your Medusa is still not really finding the space to farm.
Medusa's just not ready to take the fight. She joined one, used the Stone Gaze, but I feel like he's been very active early on, but needs to find some space. Needs to farm like 2-3 minutes to be able to farm up that Scotty.
Time.
Buy time, Gary.
Buy time. Shopkeeper, please, I beg of you, just give us another 10 minutes. But OG, looking at that clock, not allowing Quincy Crew to run it down. Quinn with Kaya Sanj heading into Aghanim Scepter, of course. Not looking too shabby. And he has found some nice openings on the backlines, like we saw from Thompson in Game 1, getting onto the supports, removing
we
some of that
didn't
team
talk
fight
too
control.
much about Quinn, but he had a really good game, caught only once. They have a limited amount of stuns, I would say. He can easily dodge those, except the one from the Earthshaker. Having Kaya-san is going to help out quite a lot against the Earthshaker. Combination of the stuns, the chain stuns, and now going into Ag. Still far away from it, but once he gets that, it's going to be very easy to control the Bane in the backlines.
So much global potential here from OG. Dawnbreaker, Templar Assassin, Earthshaker with Blink initiations. As Leslau cuts back behind that wave, glyphing the tower as well. Catapult will die, so OG don't have a great opportunity. Or maybe they do. Or maybe they can just kill the tower without creeps. Who cares creeps when we have so much minus armor, the tower crumbles.
This is a tier 2, 20 minutes in. They can take the outpost. They also have another wave of global presence. Templar Assassin finishing off Aghanim Scepter on top of Solar Guardian.
Astral projection, jumping from realm to realm, like Monkey does from tree to tree.
I did not want to say astral projection. You would call me out once again, Gary. A lot of
never
fancy and
call
long
you
words.
out. If you read the tooltip, it's fine. There it is. Solar Guardian onto Dusa. Thompson whacking away, burning through Yuar's mana. Now Sumail's in with the minus armor, and Yuar's but a hit away from death. They can't finish it off. Kisses are too far away as No Tail.
He finishes him off. Saxa snipes him.
How's he found that?
That was
Beautiful
like max
shot.
range. Thompson, once he goes in, there is no counterplay. He's not afraid. Having the status resistance, having the evasion.
Okay, Saxa. Very fast on the fingers, blinks away from danger. MSS on the low ground, tries the balance strike, but he hits the ground with a thud. No Tail, the only casualty there for OG. While Quincy Crew, that Medusa dying just feels so bad for them. Every death, every second without the Medusa on the map farming
Map
puts
is
you
just
further
getting
and further
smaller
behind.
and smaller. Traps to be able to TP to them. Observer wards, deep observer wards placed. Quincy Crew, they cannot play the bottom part of the map.
Yeah, OG are everywhere and nowhere. Hiding in the shadows, lurking and looking for their moment. And this requires drastic action from Quincy.
Smoked, trying to find something. All they're gonna find is No Tail. He's gonna be pretty happy about it.
A kill on No Tail. Still a kill if it happens. Good nightmare swap by LOA to make sure Quinn can finish the job.
That was close. If he got another brain sap off, it would just prolong it, but bottom lane, MSS,
Dire's top tower is under attack.
scouting things out.
Make
See
sure.
Thompson drawing on a minimap where they want to go. Double damage, bottle up once again. 1 CS away from that level 20 talent.
And is that
-1
assault?
luminosity attacks required. That's
Assault
what
kills.
he's going to go for. Yeah, and full AC items just keep multiplying.
They're coming out of nowhere. Bottom lane, Saxa silenced up. So Monkey King finally getting his job done, while Sumail hiding on a trap. Not going to get scouted by MSS, and a good window curse. It's there onto 7 Thompson. Yoa with a stone gaze and the Wukong's command to back them up. This is the fight Quincy needs. Spear on Thompson, but the nightmare save. They sleep him up. The double circles, the Venn diagram, and death. Quincy crew are fighting to the bitter end, but Thompson is so strong.
Manages to blink out.
Another spear, another dissimulate. No-Tail nearly dead, but Thompson and Sumail continue fighting.
He's still not done.
Medusa's pretty much out of mana right now, and MSS is nearly found by Sumail. A God Tribute back. Thompson, he wants a kill. Give it to me.
Oh man, this double damage, it was a perfectly set curse to try to reset a bit, but the damage output from Sumail and Thompson is a bit too much.
6,000 damage going out of Thompson.
Radiant's bottom barracks
This
are under
AC
attack.
reducing the armor, while Sumail from the background.
He denied it.
Meld and Deso. Big W. That denied. You know, you need any kind of psychological help you can get.
The combo. They chain disable LOA.
He's godlike. -1 set of barracks. They're still tier 2 tower on a mid lane.
And you don't even have Seb here with you. He's up top.
Yeah, they felt so confident. Seb was showing on the top lane. He knows that they cannot chase. Medusa,
Wandering around.
she just does not have a damage item. But
Quinn.
Quinn getting the jump.
And he gets fissured back. Seb, does he have backup coming? No, it's Laszlo that's going to try and help out Quinn, who nearly dies solo to Earthshaker. But even with a Dawnbreaker coming, Quinn, dodging the hammer off to the left-hand side and in the trees, but they know exactly where he is.
Good astral step from Quinn. It just came off cooldown. If that Soul Guardian, he
Astral
found it.
step countered by astral projection. Kisses coming.
Saxa from downtown, providing vision for his team. Max range once again, Mortimer's kisses.
And Sumail putting this net worth to use. 17,000 up. Looking for tier 2s again. Cruising through this top lane. And OG moving towards a game 2 victory.
Getting the sleep on a mid lane, pinging it out.
The cavalry's arrived. The Fiend's grip required from No-Tail. Yoa will try his hardest, but can't save Laszlo. They get Saxa though. No-Tail, Scardy slow.
Good kills from Quincy. Even though it's just the supports, Yawar gets 1 kill. He needs cheap damage. He needs something, anything at this point, because right now it's not enough. Getting the Crystallis might do the trick. I see BKB queued up next. I feel like they need damage. BKB in this situation, yes, you're playing against Bane, you're playing against the Earthshaker, Dawnbreaker. I guess he also wants to be able to deal damage. Heaven's Halberd causing a lot of issues, but I don't think that's the item that he can afford to go for. Second Roshan, that means Aegis and Shard. Let's see who decides to pick it up, whether it's going to be Sumail or Thompson.
Looks like Sumail.
They're going to give it to Sumail.
The silence on the traps.
Yeah, because even when you use psionic projection, the traps activates, silences. Double
so good against the Void
TP
Spirit.
on the outpost.
Against the Wyvern.
No tell, no observer ward, so can't see Monkey, just a casual sentry.
And Monkey saw the sentry placed. Now the observer's cleared up. Sumail making his way forward. OG not really fully together just yet. Still with Thompson and Seb up in that top third of the map. They'll collapse and connect it onto mid. Spear back in. That's the Aegis TA though, and they've not even killed her once. Thompson, he pops the illusion rune, and he's safe and sound. Quincy crew didn't expend too much for that though, just showing that one spear play could be enough.
Deep be back to base by Templar Assassin. We'll come back to one of the traps. Full HP, full mana.
They've always got to contend with that bottom lane though, and you can see the lines being drawn as Seb jumps in.
The jump.
Wyvern dead. A 5v4 now, and OG holding Aegis means they can continue their aggression in the Radiant base.
Seb, long duration, a long Fisher from that Ether Lens, and also has Shard. That got nerfed, but still.
They've caught Yawa.
Still a decent one.
Yeah, Laszlo is in with his BKB, throws the arena down, but this is disjointed from Quincy. Saxa, Sumail and Thompson stand their ground. They'll be slowed down, but the echo! Seb gets the two of them. Thompson, he wants to off so bad. And they'll find him with that Fisher.
Thompson still going. Even inside the Wukongs, doesn't care too much about it. Celestial Hammer gets the kill.
Beyond godlike Thompson. Nightmaring up the Void Spirit now. Chain stunts galore. Finally a Winter's Curse onto this Dawnbreaker. And they'll clear her up. Quinn is back in.
That's a DA with Aegis. They need to get more.
They need Sumail's Aegis. They need to kill her twice. Quincy crew losing their mid laner Barons.
Remnant.
Saxa, can he help Sumail? The buyback and the Solar Guardian comes in. MSS in a lot of trouble. Leslau trying to defend his Monkey King. And Quinn blowing up the Snapfire.
The power of the global presence, they got what they came for. They got the second set of barracks, even though it cost them quite a lot. 2 buybacks,
Triple buyback.
One from Saxa, one from Thompson. And Quinn, he got a lot of kills. They need to be very careful about the Winter's Curse, because this is how one of the cores is gonna die.
That's a big swing.
Still haven't seen the sleep, because most of the time Bane is trying to set things up. Also, one ability that's causing a lot of problems for OG is the Cold Embrace. They don't have that strong spell damage. They don't have any damage that they can throw. Mortimer's Kisses is nice. Celestial Hammer is also decent, but it's not enough at this stage of the game to kill anyone.
Do or die for Quincy crew. It's 31-31, but the kill score is but one small part of the story. OG ahead by 17k and 2 racks up. They're smoked, and Quinn will be spotted. Sees Thompson, makes eye contact, and decides to run away.
Void Spirits, throughout the tournament, decided that Shard is a very good pickup. Adds another ring to the Simulate, an extra 200 damage.
Super good. They hold back Sumail. OG needs someone to shove in that top lane so they can continue pressing forward. Hold Quincy crew in their base, limit their farm, and make sure that Medusa's kept shut down. Right now, Quincy under lock and key.
Dobson's gonna hit another big timing. Satanic, and also picking up a Shard, plus level 25. Dawnbreaker gains magic immunity during Starbreaker, and at 25, 2 charges, so 2 free BKBs.
It'd be faster to say what she doesn't have. Thompson's got everything.
Pretty much.
A better calm from OG now, though, knowing that the nerves, the pressure that Quincy crew must be facing right now are substantial. Waiting in the base, hoping for an OG mistake. But
another
a double
DD for Thompson.
Damage rune for
I
Thompson.
stopped counting after the 5th one.
What a monster. And this is oppressive gameplay from OG. Oppressive gamers. Can't
Is
farm
that
bot.
what OG stands for?
Absolutely is. Can't farm mid, can't farm top. Medusa sat in fountain, twiddling her thumbs and wondering, what am I meant to do? I've got a BKB, I've got a Scardy and a Manta, but buyback-wise, not looking too hot. No, 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 and no. Oh, no, that's a yes. Sorry.
Okay, 1 yes is fine.
And it is a Winter Wyvern.
20k gold lead for OG. Smoke from Quincy. Let's see what they can do with it. Drawing on a minimap, so they know where they're gonna go.
But look at OG.
OG already on the high ground.
Blinking away from the bounty runes. And again, it's one of the moves that Quincy crew has to make the most of. And is do everything here, but Saxa dancing away, nightmared up.
Good
The spear
sleep
misses,
there.
but still dead. Can Quinn hunt for more? It looks like MSS is going to leap backwards. Look for the vision that OG have placed.
OG does not need to rush anything. They can wait. 40 seconds without Saxa. Bottom lane is pushing in. Mid lane's gonna push in. And also Roche, this is the 3rd one, might respawn in a minute and a half. Medusa still at this point doesn't deal that much damage that you need to be afraid of. She needs another big item.
Is Daedalus going to be enough? Is Rapier an option in this kind of game?
I think you just go for Crystallis at this point. You're too far away
the
from
chain
it. Solar
stuns are
Guardian.
coming! Quinn dead, the Winter's Curse from LOA.
There's the
this
speed
isn't a
save
fight that
finally.
you can take. LOA and MSS will catch the Winter Wyvern as OG pummel Quinn into the ground with that beautiful play from Seb. Good little bit of lane cutting though from MSS. Spring and Strike. And the double damage rune did get expended by Thompson. He'll find a haste rune to refill his bottle now as TA picks up the 8 refraction instances talent.
That's a big one. They don't have the overtime damage, so this is going to be very easy for Sumail to jump out with the Hurricane Pike. There is also a Nightmare save Aftershock.
And the Aftershock. Tops and Saxa weren't quite close enough to cookie up the high ground though. They'll still get onto that high ground. The minus armor here.
20 seconds without a Quinn might be too much.
Tier 3.
This is very hard decision. Do I buy back or not? They might get mega creeps from this. 13.
Yeah, 10 seconds to go. Leslau makes the move. You're right, he buys back. But Thompson, he's mad to commune and so Sumail. Down goes Leslau, forced to buy back along with Quinn, but OG hold the line.
2 buybacks, they can reset. Thompson just needs to get himself back to full HP. With 1 Starbreaker charge, that's gonna be it. They have Trap inside the Roche, which will respawn in 2.5 minutes. That's a long one.
They see everything.
It's gonna be a
Smoke
Fisher
time.
from downtown. Fisher, level 20 talent, plus Octarine core on top of the Shard. He can just stand further behind and play from the fog.
And they've got so much follow through. Whoever gets caught by that is dead to rights. Melee barracks dropping lower and lower. But Quinn is there to clear through the wave and the catapults. And OG in no rush. 36 minutes in, they are very, very calm. Just knowing that Quincy crew are the ones on the back foot.
Quincy crew, they don't know when the Roche spawns. We know, we see everything.
They need some kind of momentum swing here. They need a fight around Roshan pit. They need to get out of their base.
Creeps
but
are gonna kill the melee barracks.
Take down your, yeah, that's huge. And LOA, sneaky observer ward.
They still have Observer and the Sentry, plus a trap inside Quincy's base.
The jump in. And look for Seb, but the Dawnbreaker's arriving and a nightmare save again. No tail keeps him alive. The Winter's Curse connects on the TA, so Dawnbreaker will hammer away. Yao are in trouble though. Enchant Totem and Blink Echo. Not enough to finish one off. As Seb, he deals with that monkey on the back while Thompson, he's battering into Yawar. Sumail gets the kill.
That might be it, Gary. I don't think Quincy crew has any fuel left. No buyback on Quinn. Yawar using the buyback. Same goes for Seb.
But no buyback.
It's time to go in. It's time to finish this game. Get the mega creeps.
The 2 cores are down. What can the remaining 3 do? Mega creeps are coming.
3 versus 5.
Such a difficult spot for Quincy crew to be in. Templar Assassin doesn't even get tickled by the Medusa and Monkey King. And Quincy crew have got to know they're on their last legs now. Tier 4s are falling. Your buildings, the foundations are being rocked and shaken by Seb. They do have the buyback.
No curse.
But now your throne is open. And OG are knocking on your doors. The dream, oh,
GG,
look at
good
that.
luck, little bro.
Beautiful from Yoa. And the dream of the three-peat is still alive.
It's still alive as for OG. Great performance. They managed to make a comeback in game number 1. In game number 2, Thompson on the Dawnbreaker once again, showing what he's made of. Like, what a performance by him.
Unstoppable. Like that coach was saying, Topias is crazy on that Dawnbreaker, and he showed it right here. What was his score at the end? 11, 2, and 19. Spot on stuff from OG.
Yeah, I mean, coming into this tournament, we had speculation whether this hero is going to be a support, an offlaner, a core. Virtus.pro showed position 1 Dawnbreaker, and this time around, Thompson on the mid lane came. Man, he came online so quickly. This might be something to think about whenever one of the melee spirits is picked, because this looked like a complete domination from the Dawnbreaker. It's also a Thompson effect.
It really is. I mean, he's just all over the map, everywhere he wanted to be. But with that, OG 2-0 victory, moving on in the lower bracket. We'll hand it back to the panel for now, though.
Like they said, the three-peat dream is still alive for OG as they move on in the lower bracket. Unfortunately, Quincy Crew has been eliminated, and they will finish in 9th to 12th place, taking home a cool $800,000. For a team that doesn't have a main sponsor, that is still a huge deal, gentlemen. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
I think right now you're probably just thinking about the loss. Probably not thinking so much about the money. Of course, it's going to mean a lot, I think, in the coming weeks. Like, once it settles in, then you realize, that's still a big chunk of money that we made here. But right now, I think it's pretty sad for Quincy Crew.
Go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to mention, like, the ending there as well, like the good luck for their little bro, like it really got a tug on your heartstrings. You mentioned that, like, they're not thinking about it a ton at the beginning of the match and throughout the match, but at the end there's no way that you can't think about it. And we've talked so much about, like, family earlier and them talking with it, and it's heartbreaking, but at the same time you can see that there's that love there, and he really does wish him the best going forward.
Yeah, for sure. And one of the things that Cap told us is that they consider each other's best friends, so that brotherly love is still there. And even though one team has to go home, one brother has to go home, the love still lives, right? And OG is still in the tournament. They're going to move on and continue to battle through the lower bracket. And that's still very nerve-wracking for them, right? This must be like a great momentum builder for them as well, because Quincy Crew, they had a lot of NA fans cheering for them. But at the same time, OG is OG, and they're proving very clearly how much they deserve to be here. But tell me just a little bit about... before we get into our interview, tell me a little bit about how the momentum of that game swung in the direction of OG. It started off with Quincy Crew again, and then swung the way of OG gods.
I think it was a bit of a continuation from game one, where even though Quincy had some good moments this game, it still felt like they were never really in it, particularly because of how poorly that mid lane went for Quinn. It felt like they were always in recovery mode. I love that they played their hearts out. They were always trying to make these aggressive moves around the map. It's like they went down fighting, but it was just an uphill battle.
Well, we will see what they think as we go to an interview with LOA and Avo.
LOA, thank you for your time. Of course. So, usually I actually do this to the camera, but I want to tell you this because Quincy Crew, and you actually in Quincy Crew to the Dota community, you represent something special. You represent perseverance and determination. The courage to forge your own path is something that I think any Dota player can relate to. And I feel like I can't ask you any questions because it's only fair that you get to have your exit interview your own way. So I'm going to yield the floor to you, and you can say whatever you want.
Sure. I think me and my team had a very long journey here. It's been a lot of years, a lot of struggle. I believe in every one of the guys on my team. I wouldn't have changed anything we did. I think the cards just didn't play out for us. It's rough. This squad has played OG 3 times and been eliminated knocked down by OG 3 times. They're a tough team for us. But at the end of the day, I feel like we went in there and we played as a team. We lost as a team, but that's all I can ask. I feel my team played their hearts out. I did what I feel is all I could to put us in the best position, and I don't have any regrets. Dota's a difficult game. This tournament's a very difficult tournament for a lot of teams. And the last year and a half's been very difficult for a lot of people. So I'm honestly just grateful that we got a chance to come here and compete, and we're all healthy, and I wish all the other teams the best of luck. I think there's very good teams and players out there, and they deserve to be able to play their hearts out.
Wise words from one of the most inspiring teams this international. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Avo and LOA. What a great message, right? Like, even though they lost, they still stuck together as a team, and they really did play their hearts out, and that's really all they can ask for.
Yeah, to me, the story of Quincy Crew isn't the story of, a team that finished 9th to 12th place at TI. It's over the last year and a half, everything they've achieved. They got first place in the DPC Season 2, second place in the first. They had a top 6 in a major. The first major, not the best result, but they went there with a stand-in under, unusual circumstances. This team just stuck together, played through really challenging times, and it really is a sad ending for them here. But as you kind of mentioned, sometimes the cards don't fall your way. Facing one of the teams that's kind of been their biggest kryptonite at TI is tough for them, and unfortunately, they're going home today.
I think that also it showed a lot of maturity, and that's sort of what you expect nowadays from LOA and what this guy represents. Maturity and also appreciation for what he has, his team, his health. That's something that not everybody can have as well, and I think that it's just really great to see these role models potentially in a way for how to be, a gracious loser and to move on with grace in that regard.
So now that they're out of the tournament, Insania, what do you think they're going to do now with the rest of their time, with the rest of the year?
Well, that's a tough question, but I think just like any player that's at TI, you're going to take a little bit of time, I think. You've been working really, really hard for like the last probably month, very, very intensely. You've probably been a boot camp away from home for like a month straight, so it wouldn't surprise me if they just took the time to, I don't know, kind of work on themselves or take a break, try to think about something else, get over the loss and like deal with the emotions.
Yeah, I mean, it's so difficult, right? It's so, because not only is it hard to face the fact that you are now out of the tournament, but a lot of people will cope with this in different ways, right? So I hope that they're able to bond together as a team and enjoy the rest of the tournament anyway, because even though they're not playing, there's still some great Dota to be enjoyed, right? And there's just not much to say about that, right? Like they fought so hard, and we just really have to put a lot of respect on them. Also, thank you to them for representing North American Dota and bringing us really far. A lot of people say like evil geniuses, North America, but Quincy Crew has always been there, right? And they're part of that message that NA Dota never dies.
And no shame to losing to OG. 2-time TI champions. Right. These guys are absolute beasts. Like, they played incredibly well here. Like, they can hang their heads high because of the team they lost to is, one of the best in the world. They're a team that everyone left in the tournament is looking at like they don't want to play OG right now.
Right. And now OG is going to be moving on, and they're looking very powerful. Do you think that we're getting back to peak OG, Insania?
I don't know. I think they looked a little bit shaky in game one, and I think it's hard to overlook. And I think Quincy Crew, at least, they felt like they had an idea that might have worked. I think for game two, OG showed like their flip side. They had a different play style. They came in much, much more aggressive, and I think that's the play style that OG is going to have to play up against like some of the slower teams that are still left in the tournament. I believe Vici was knocked down today, so that might be an opponent that, the second type of play style looked a bit better against than the play style they brought out in the first game.
And Lyrical, one more question for you. So what do you think OG can take from that match against Quincy Crew?
I think that a lot of confidence in Thompson's play. You think about that Dawnbreaker MVP of that last game. He looked so incredibly strong on it. And to have these like weird little mix-ups where he knows how to take a matchup and just like throw it on its head and make everybody else feel uncomfortable in the game, that's their bread and butter. And if they can keep getting him activated like that, they're going to have a ton of success.
Well, they did have a ton of success in this round. Let's get their thoughts on how they did with an interview with Jake and No Tail.
Thank you so much, Sumi. No Tail, this is not your first time in the winner's chair for your winner's interview, but this has been a long time since we've done it from the lower bracket. Back was up against the wall. How'd it feel?
It's always when OG is strongest, is when there's nothing to lose or back against the wall, so it's a different feeling, definitely. Now we're playing for knockout games all the time. People get knocked out. Like, ideally, it's going to be our opponents from here on out, But it's definitely a different feeling to be. Yeah, I haven't felt it in a long time, or like it feels like forever since I've been in lower bracket.
Is it kind of refreshing to you?
Yeah, brings back memories. Lower bracket runs can be the best. You always turn it into your advantage.
Absolutely. So, speaking of advantages, most people, you come into TI before, you're the underdogs. People are kind of not expecting you. This time, I don't think that trick has worked anymore. It seems like everybody's been gunning for you. Have you felt that pressure a little bit more this year?
Definitely. Dota is harder now than it's ever been. Teams are better, people are smarter, and they're not stupid enough to not look at OG for whatever reason. So it's noticeable. We see it.
Absolutely. All right, this is your first time with Sumail. You got kind of dragged into the Hassan Bowl. I'm sorry, I have to mention it. How's it like having him on the team?
Oh, fantastic. No, Sumail is one of the best teammates you could ask for in terms of many things. Like on the human aspect, there's no finger to put on. And on the Dota aspect, I'd have to mention how nice it is to have a core player. And it's also how OG works, being able to talk about Dota, being able to describe and put words on what you like, what you see, what you're doing. It's a treat. It's a dream.
Well, that's fantastic to hear. All right, I only have a few more for you. I did want to bring it down a little bit and ask you a ridiculous one. You're kind of a connoisseur of the voice lines, I must say. Out of all time, which is the best?
Of all time, which is the best? I would have to do the La Cámara Tag and the Kookaburra laugh.
There you go. Yeah. All right. Fantastic. Excellent choices. Okay. My final question for you, sir. TI7, you were in that tournament, and I asked you then, how far do you guys think you can go? And you told me, as far as we can. Do you still imagine that when you go to the International after 2 wins, or does your brain automatically assume, yeah, of course we're going to be in the finals?
There are many thoughts that creep up on me, and some I just have to pay attention to and shrug off, and then some I have to really stop and ask myself, like, why is that in my head? Definitely this year, it's a very unique and special year in what we talked about, how people are watching us, and we're kind of the underdog, but not really. Like, everybody is keeping a close eye. The best mentality is having a sort of a humble one. You're confident, but you also just take it one game at a time, do your best. If you fail, you fail. If you succeed, you succeed. Just play the best Dota, and the best Dota will always win.
All right. Well, thank you, No-Tail, for a fantastic interview. It's always great to talk to you, and I'm sure we will be seeing you again as we continue to have the International and have OG part of it, like always.